So we are talking about ISO 9003. ISO 9000 standards, they are applied to the design and development of the software. So in such instances, these standards have to be appropriately interpreted because of the more complex nature of the software design, the development, the distribution, and installation process. So in 1987, the ISO 9003 guidelines, see, these are the guidelines. They were published by the ISO Technical Committee to address these needs of the IT community. So ISO 9003 are the guidelines under ISO 9000 standard, which act as the, uh, say, a guideline or the know-how with respect to the ISO 9000 standard. So introduction to ISO 9003, ISO 9001, as we are aware, is the generic, and many IT people find it difficult to interpret and apply ISO 9001. So ISO 9003 is a set of guidelines that help interpret and apply ISO 9001 into the software development. So ISO has ISO 9003. Well, we are dealing with ISO 9001 only, but ISO 9003 says it sets the guidelines that how an IT person can apply ISO 9001 into software development. Since it is not a standard, as 9001 is a standard, companies are still assessed against the ISO 9001 only. Assumptions of ISO 9003: each development project is associated with certain life cycle with phases, waterfall, increment, say spiral, RAD. All these were the known life cycle models. So each development project is associated. The assumption is you are associated with certain life cycle with the phases. So software product produced is the result of contractual agreement between your purchaser and the supplier. You must be remembering SRS. So it consists of 22 clauses that do not correspond directly with the 20 clauses of ISO 9001. 20 clauses for IT, where we have 20 clauses in ISO 9001. So the 22 clauses are grouped into three major categories: quality system framework, quality system lifecycle activities, and quality system supporting activities. These are the cross-reference of ISO 9003 to ISO 9001. For example, management responsibility, quality system, internal quality system audits. So 4.3, what you find in ISO 9003 is mentioned in 4.17 clause in ISO 9001, while the 4.04, that is the corrective action, is at 4.14. And all these likewise, right from contract review to purchaser requirement specification to development planning to quality planning to design and implementation to testing and validation to acceptance, application delivery and installation, and finally the maintenance. So the clause in ISO like configuration management, the document control, the quality records, measurement, rules, practices and conventions, tools and techniques, purchasing, included software product, and the training are mentioned in these clauses of ISO 9001. So why comply with ISO 9001? First of all, ISO 9001 provide a foundation for quality system which is needed for quality software. It talks about the processes. So it is a process compliance standard. Might have heard about CMMI. That is the process improvement model. Here you have process compliance standard. So it increases productivity and reduces cost because development is done right at the first time under control. It ensures the consistency of the software quality, and it stay competitive by keeping up with the market standards. And it fulfills software contractual requirements, improve corporate image. If you are say that I am ISO 9001-2000 certified, people know you and people will assume that you follow certain procedures. The processes are as per ISO 9001 laid down rules. But potential problems of ISO 9001 is creating rules and formality to fulfill ISO 9001, too many rules which may result in bureaucracy, too few rules result in insufficient control over quality. So this is the formation of quality versus productivity, the formality versus paperwork. But in all, looking at these also, ISO 9001, specifically ISO 9003 guidelines, which refer to ISO 9001 only, are for computer science people, those who are involved in IT. So thank you so much. You got the idea of ISO 9003.